I wanted to also ask one final question about advice to people who are also inspired to try this, but they may be scared or hesitant because, I'm sure you had moments where like, I don't know if I want to do this, and this is a lot of work, and yeah, it's fun to do this, but I'm putting myself out there. I'm putting my face and my name, and there's who knows out there. So, advice to people who are, I know there's a lot of people that are inspired by you and that might want to do this. So some words of encouragement or some even warning to here's what you can expect if you decide to do this.
Absolutely. In the beginning, I think that it was more difficult because no one knew who I was. My channel's small. My channel's still small, but my channel was really small back then. And I think that's something that I want you to be prepared for. Like, if you decide to do this, don't be surprised if you try to get guests to come on and no one responds, or they just say, well, no. Like, don't be surprised. Don't take that personal. A lot of times, like, people feel more comfortable coming on when they know you or they've been introduced to you. And I understand that too, because you can go on someone's show and you never know what kind of questions you're going to get hit with, right? So that is something that you have to keep in mind, is that there are people who've been doing this for a long time and they've built relationships with people in this space. And when you're new, they just don't know you, right? So you have to give that time. I think with some people, honestly, I think I got lucky. I think, like, for example, like, I had a guest come on like very early on who they happened to see a vlog that I did about gentrification in Boston. And they liked that vlog. So they said, yes, I'm coming on. Sometimes it's a hit or a miss. Sometimes you just get lucky, but just be prepared for that. Like, don't be surprised if you're not getting responses like earlier on. What you want to do is just continue to do the work, um, keep improving what you do, and then eventually, like, people will come. I hate to say, like, field of dreams, but eventually people will come.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to be prepared for that. In reference to growth, again, it takes time. Like, I still can't believe that I grew kind of the way that I did. Like, I was not expecting to grow as fast as I did. But I think part of it has to do with the fact that talking about issues that I've been told that people have been wanting to hear, like, in this space, and they've wanted to see a different perspective. So I think that helped me. And also there were people that came on my show and like promoted my show to people. So that helped me a lot too. So just be prepared for that and be willing to do the work. I highly recommend that you post as much content as possible to get around the algorithm. That really helps. Live streaming is best to get around the algorithm. You can start with uploads if you don't feel comfortable jumping into a live stream just yet. That's how I started. Other than that, I would say, I think gone are the days where you can upload like a 7 minute, 8 minute video to get all these views. That just doesn't seem to work for newer channels. For people who've been doing that for a long time, it does. But right now, it's like the algorithm seems to want longer content. And that's why the live streams are key. Another thing I would tell you in reference to the equipment can be expensive. I mean, for me, like I told you, it took a while before I could actually purchase the equipment that I needed. I would say, like, when you start out, just start out like with what you have. Like, if you're using your phone, just use your phone. And you can tell like your audience, like, set up a Ko-fi, set up a Patreon, and ask them to donate so that you can get more equipment like as you go on. But don't do what I did and like feel like you can't start at all until you have all of the equipment. I think that's important for people to know. And then also, like, collaborate with people in this space. That was
Oh
something I
yeah.
felt was missing for such a long time. Like, I'd watch all of like left independent media. There didn't seem to be collaborations unless there was like some type of debate. Like, collaborate with people in this space. Everybody who has a smaller channel, all of us should be collaborating and working together as much as possible. I think that's only going to help audience cross over and introduce audiences to other people.
Yeah, totally agree. Awesome. And thank you for sharing all those great tips of advice. Again, everybody loves watching your stuff. I really do. It's entertaining, it's fun, it's educational. It can be spicy at times. You're introducing us to new people, and we love that, and totally appreciate it. And again, that was my last question for today, and it's running up a little bit more than a half an hour. I really appreciate your time, and I thank everybody for coming in and hanging out in chat today. I did